Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, Charge going to be leading the series with a 1-0. Very dominant finish, especially that second round on downtown in Busan. 113%. Mayhem didn't really just stand a chance at all. Late swap, side player having to play Zarya, did not work out whatsoever.
Yeah, and you have to think that we're probably going to see some substitutions. They're running a comp that didn't have a Diva player either, so BQB was flexing over to the Diva. You've got Zephyr on the roster, you've got newly added McGravy as well, so you know, going into hybrid here, I don't think you're going to try to fight fire with fire, as we saw. And here are some subs. We'll see McGravy, actually.
Yeah, we'll be stepping up, subbing in for Saya player.
Yep, so coming in over Zephyr. Did not expect to see that, to be honest.
Well, we'll see if there's any other subs for us. And Kip will be taken to the stage as well, subbing in for Eileen. So seems like maybe the Sombra strat's going to be going out of the way, at least for now. This Kip wants to run it himself.
Yep.
We'll have to see what they want to do.
Kib is a very, very, very good Brigitte player, actually, and he's shut down a lot of ultimates. He's targeting the right members of his team when they go low. Rio, for example, is one of his heavy targets, so he can actually push through, find the positioning he needs. So, you know, it's not surprising to see Kib come in here at all. It makes perfect sense.
I mean, I think back to the show match that they played versus Dynasty that you and I cast, and I'm like, he also plays a really good Ashe.
Yeah.
But I think that's a bridge too far. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Ashe coming through for Numbani, which will be our second map, so we'll have to see if Mayhem can, in fact, bounce back, tie us up with a 1-1. You said at the beginning of this broadcast, it could be a very back-and-forth series. Some of those moments on control certainly were, with the flips coming in very rapidly. But overall, Mayhem just seemed like they can't hold a candle to Charge at the beginning.
Honestly, a lot of teams are trying to out-China the Chinese teams and you basically mirror their styles. But it's just been pretty unsuccessful thus far because the Chinese teams have already mastered this style, and to try to say, well, this is the best style on the map, clearly Charge has figured this out. I'm going to copy them, bring Saya player in. It was exciting on paper, but the execution was lackluster, and when that happened and they had to swap heroes, it was a lost map. I feel like the way we should look at this is when we head into hybrid now, our second map, this series really starts there, because now we're going to see more mirrored composition. Now we're going to see you know, how this all shakes up. We're going to take a look at the Lucios here real quick.
Yeah, just to start things off, Chris on the side of Mayhem and Chara on the side of Charge.
Yeah, 5 deaths for Chris, unfortunately, often found there on the other end of Happy's barrel. And also, when you take a look at the sound barrier stats here, yeah, similar sound barriers, but built much faster for Chara as well.
Yeah, just coming in rapidly there, 228 compared to the 309. Might not seem like that much of a difference, but you know, in Overwatch, that is a very long stretch of time without that sound barrier.
And on such a short map, you know, quintupled the deaths, unfortunately, for Chris. These two players are actually former teammates, but they were on opposite sides of the Meta Athena and Meta Bellum rosters back in the day.
Good old sister squads. Now, sitting here on the Overwatch League stage, trying to battle it out, trying to see who is going to be the best Lucio at the end of the day. Numbani will be our second map here in this series. And we already seen some shenanigans on Numbani in our last series that we just had up.
Certainly have. We'll see if that does continue here.
Some more crazy OT pushes.
Given that the main Sombra players have swapped away, have been replaced, Kip coming in here for Eileen, and you see obviously McGravy swapping in. BQB still has the ability to run Sombra. He will be on the Zarya to start things off here, but if they wanted to run that, it's a possibility. We haven't seen McGravy play yet, so it was tough to know if he was actually going to be the Sombra flex, as many Divas are. But as it turns out, it is just going to be the 3-3 for the Mayhem here. And Guangzhou is teasing us, but I don't think we're going to see attack Torbjorn.
Yeah, teasing us with a couple different things.
However, I didn't think we'd see attack Genji either.
And, okay. They're just waiting for the scout.
Yep.
It's all right. Happy's going forward. Don't get too excited. Seems like he might be sticking through with this number. There's a lot of damage to McGravy, actually.
I think he's trying to play the mental game here, though, make him think they're going to stick with it and swapping.
Well, they can see the swap coming through.
Yeah, that's why they stayed in the spawn so long. But obviously, it's going to become pretty obvious for the Mayhem very soon here, as right now, McGravy's already kind of scouting it out.
Will be the Winston versus the Reinhardt.
Yes.
Swan at the moment, playing here onto the high ground, going to start zapping away. Jumps over to the side, straight in front of the Ryan. Hasn't taken too much damage. They're doing a good job of sustaining him. Armor packs and all having to be used. Charge going to drop down onto the low ground. Kip going inside. Rio managed to get rid of Apply, so already first kill going the way of the Charge, but shoot quickly answered for. as they keep trying to push in. McGravy playing onto the point at the moment. BQB getting pushed back. Chris dangerously low. Fire Strike actually almost killing off the Zarya. Charge will have full control of the point for now. At least 2.5 ticks you would expect to be gained here.
And also because they were so low when they did grab it, Chara is going to boost up, surge ahead, and Lucio ult percentage here with extra healing.
They can't even contest it.
Nope.
And they get caught up and they have to exit very swiftly.
Chara with this lead means they can play more aggressively. They have that fallback.
Jump in, Happy going lower and lower. Gets top back up. They do lose out on Hoppa's mech. They'll be spamming away, looking for a target, try to get this one ready to roll. Or hoping for a swift death, at least, to get back in.
Knows Chris is looking for the setup here on the high ground. We've talked about this a lot today with the Lucio play. Chris is trying to hide and come around and knock someone out of position. Here he comes.
Jump forward, Shu going low, tops back up. Charge. Numerous ultimates to work with here. Nearly finds one. McGravy, very fantastic takeaway on the Happy's grab. That's going to be a nice debut moment for him, at least. Now cutting his way back. Bob's going to be ready to go, throwing it straight up into the air. They're locked up. Grab releases him, and he'll get a pop on the Happy, taking him down. Solid start for him thus far as Mayhem maintain control.
Not only does he get the defense matrix absorb and the self-destruct kill there, but he actually did a majority of the damage in that fight. Good control and usage of his missiles and also just his standard left-click attack. Doing it again here on the high ground right now. Guangzhou is getting peppered on their approach to the point.
Swung just going to be jumping back. Primal Rage now available. So can go a little bit more ham. He's looking for some knockoffs. Gets stunned up. Trying to rejoin in with his squad still. Looking for the ride. Almost takes him out. Chara going to be taken down. Now Rio followed up on. And finish off two. Still looking for more. Just keeping them gated back into the spawn.
This is now when Guangzhou starts to feel the pressure. Great start, very fast take, but unfortunately unable to stabilize here. The cart's rolling back. The high ground control has been really good for the Mayhem and Gravy, making sure they can keep that. And he's again doing so much damage up there with the missiles. Look at how low everyone is by the time they touch the cart.
Zapping his way back up, nearly 50% to that next primal. Shatters middle line for Rio. Oh, shoot, yeah. Has to use the Transcendence. Fueling the pressure, pops that one. They do manage to knock McGravy out of that back. Grab now going to be coming, or sorry, rather, Sound Barrier going to be coming through for the Florida Mayhem, starting to work their way up. While jumping back up into the front line, McGravy did not get taken down to the pilot form, pistoled his way back into the Mac. So now has that ready to go. One going low, just trying to stay alive. High energy here for Happy, pushing up, runs out of ammo as he goes around the corner. Cannot finish him off. Now it's going to be another grab bomb combo coming through as McGravy looks for the pick, but BQB is just scooping up all the kills before he can get it.
Achilios, we watched that moment where McGravy forced the trance out of Shu. This becomes incredibly relevant. Just moments later, when the grab comes through from BQB, there's no way to mitigate that damage. There's no transcendence there. So huge micro play from McGravy ends up big picture, making a huge steal, making the grab for BQB twice as effective as it would have been otherwise.
Open from behind again. The Primal Rage going to be coming out. Shu under pressure. Doesn't have that trance up, but they do a lot of damage over the Swan, but he jumps back down right on top of Rio. One final smack will finish off the Reinhardt. Now he's right back to his zapping ways, sitting on top of the spawn.
I feel like the real focus here for the Guangzhou charge should be to control this high ground, try to punish McGravy at range, maybe with some right clicks coming through from Shu. Hotlock can control this, but they're taking a low ground approach and they keep taking so much damage on their way in. It's insane. Hotlock nearly demapped on the way over.
I mean, they got to set up for a massive bigger bang combo here with that self-destruct in the grab. Goes into the back, McGravy takes it away again! Another one here on Nambani! Now BQB gets rid of half, the bomb still goes up from Hotba. He doesn't find anything, transcends that from Shu. BQB still building up for another Graviton Surge. Shatter gets dropped by Rio. He manages to find one with a fire strike, but now he's gonna get taken down. BQB finds the kill, and Mayhem are just stripping away the time bank.
This is huge. Right now, McGravy leads hero damage at 3,800 to Hotpaw's 2,600, and that's because of this high ground control. Well, we'll see those stats change quite a bit when it's swapped around here, but when he doesn't have that high ground control, but as it is right now, I mean, he is just lighting them up.
Yep, Rally gonna be out from apply. Pushing the way back over, gaining control of the cart again. It's barely advanced this entire time for the charge. BQB holding alt, Primal's out from Swan again, goes into the back line. He's just completely knocking them every which way. They don't know which way to look. No matter where they end up, they are still surrounded by the Florida Mayhem. Jump back forward, trying to get the finisher onto Kim. Zapping a couple more seconds, and he will be able to get him just for that extra bit of time. Now it's 35 left on the clock.
I just feel like there was never any indication from the charge that they were going to try to control this high ground. They keep coming from the spawn down here, and they are way behind in all sorts of metrics right now because of it. Once again, they do get through this time without taking too much damage.
They're pushing their way up. Still have to worry about this. Shu at least does have the Transcendence ready to roll when the grab comes in. Bomb's gonna be thrown down. They lock him up in the back line. Bomb's not finding anything. Now McGravy trying again with one of his own, and he gets a double kill. Happy and Chara both gonna be taken out of the fight. OT gonna start rolling through. Hotbot trying to keep that card contested. Swan just causing so much chaos, knocking everyone away from it as the OT starts to tick down. Shu going off the side of the map, and Swan comes up with another major kill. Rio tries to push up into the front, but he gets melted down, as does Chara. A final tag onto the card for the OT, but it's gonna tick down, and Florida Mayhem gives a monstrous defense.
This is a new Mayhem. This is not the same Mayhem we've been watching, and you could feel that with this new lineup. You know, Apply comes through, he's really hitting his strides on the Brigida. You've got McGravy maximizing damage. We're gonna take a look at Self-Destruct again here. It gets up in this angle, it's perfectly placed. He's already pistoling on his way down, and it's just gonna perfectly time connect here. And there's just no way to stop this. You're stuck in this position. Nice combo setup with BQB. But look, the guy is so new. You know, he doesn't have his name printed on his jersey.
Didn't die once either.
0 deaths, practically perfect defense here. Not to mention that one time he remexed, you pointed out, he was super low. This is the player that Florida Mayhem needed, I feel like, what we're seeing right now. You know, Zephyr's had his moments for sure. And we're judging him based off one defense, mind you.
One half of Numbani.
But I can tell you right now, I am a believer that this guy is going to really add some positive change to Florida Mayhem. Like, let's see what happens now that he's not going to have the high ground for free with BQB, who also had that controlled. They're not going to have it for free here on the attack. They're going to have to earn it. And as the attacking team, they're not going to be able to maintain that very easily. But still, I mean, damage output right now, McGravy at 5694 versus Hotbot 3600. So insane difference there. 2,000 extra damage gain.
Well, let's see what Mayhem can get done here on their own attack. Some swaps going to be coming through.
Yep.
Push their way forward. Will just be Swan swapping over onto the Reinhardt.
I think they were considering running the Sombra as well. Certainly possible, but not very common right now to run in that type of composition. Now, it is going to be the Reinhardt versus the defensive Winston as usual. And Rio, need to make sure he uses his leap correctly here, because that's one way Winston's die.
Well, jumps straight in on top of him, stunned up. Swan is going to be the one taken down. Kim coming up with 2. And that will be the cleanup here onto Mayhem. So the first attack out, not going to be benefiting them much at all.
Unfortunately not. Swan the first to die in that fight. And, you know, the leap there from Rio, he actually used it to maximize damage. He went up and then landed on the entirety of the team. Then with Tesla's gun, he did a lot more than that. And he's sitting at 55% of his primal rage, which in a longer fight here to defend, he certainly can get. A great start so far for the charge.
Well, second attempt going to be coming through. Goes in for the leap again. Swan McGravy going to be the focus from the side of the charge. Taking him lower and lower. Rejoining here onto the high ground. Now the Primal Rage is going to be coming through. Has a perfect corner on him. BQB just going to get stopped in it, but Chris actually follows up for the kill. Good focus fire comes back out from the Mayhem as they do scoop up that kill, but it's not enough for them to push out.
Unfortunately not. And Rio, because he is Winston, will be able to come in quickly. They're going to try to use this window now with this rally to come through.
Yep, dropping their way down in onto the point. We'll start ticking this one up. 2:20 remaining on the clock.
Rio swaps to Ryan. It looks like they're just simply going to try to delay, but they will give this up.
Give up the majority of it at least.
Well, they
start pushing their way in. Hotbot does manage to get the contest here onto the point. Swan in the front, gets the Zarya bubble, swinging away. Chris tries to go in for the stun. Doesn't quite get the connection for it. BQB, he's the one still trying to catch up here. to get that grab online. Does lock them in. The bomb going to be dropped in right behind the shield. McGrady going to try to answer back with the bomb of his own. This time not going to find anything with the shatter. Comes out. It's absolutely huge for Rio, but the sound barrier from Chris is just even better. Shatter out, locks up Chara, but the Transcendence is there from Shu to try to keep him alive. They push their way back in. Swan going lower and lower. The armor pack not enough to keep him alive. Now BQB throws down that grab hunt, search the sound barriers in from Chara. Charge trying to stay in the fight, and it seems like they might just be able to come out on top of this. As McGrady does get popped out of that Mac. Rallies in from Kim. Tooth and nail at the moment. The Charge just trying to deny away this point A cap. Lord of Mayhem a bit disconnected. McGrady trying to pistol his way back into the mech again.
87 at the moment, very close.
Swan swaps back over onto the Wrecking Ball. Drops him with a pile driver, opens things up as Rio gets taken down. Now Chara gone, Hoppa popped out. Seems like this is exactly what they needed to just cause so much disruption. They didn't know which way to look. They get taken down. The cap will come through. 3.5 minutes for Florida to go 55 meters.
Some very impressive mechanical plays by each player on the Mayhem, as we're going to see a stagger here, rare on attack. But I do want to point out Guangzhou Charge's quick decision to swap Rio to Rhine, delayed, and then got onto the point. They bought a ton of time, which is so critical. Rather than giving it up with a short push like this, they made that decision very last second, but still were able to commit and delay further. They actually stay ahead in ultimates as well, or even, I should say, in this case. All right, they need to tag onto this, though.
Yep. Have to touch the cart. 489 left to go. Grab online, throws it straight here onto the bus, locking them up. Transcendence is in from Shu, trying to keep them alive. Focus fire, not good enough to find any kills in the fight. Bomb comes out from McGravy, doesn't get anything. Bomb now from Hanpa, manages to get BQB. A 1-for-1 exchange so far. Chris, however, has the sound barrier, throws it down as they push forward and start finding kills. Swan swinging away, comes up with 2. They knock Hanpa out of the mech, they'll clean him up, and they will push their way into victory, tying it up 1-1.
Very tough to win a fight with your Zarya being the first one to die. Great support ultimate there by Chris. 2 great sound barriers back to back. He's able to help them survive through, win that fight, and take the map.
Well, Florida look much more than alive this time here. Getting the win on a hybrid. Let's see who takes the lead when we come back for Assault after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.